Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I believe. See, Sahil, it's sometimes good to be in majority. I think all retail stalwarts and our chairman Nagesh always said the business development members are the horses of the chariot. And you are the real horses who drive the expansion of any good organization. I have some people I know the name, some people I know by the face. So quickly in 2 minutes, if every one of yourself can introduce, that would be better. And I'll make sure I'll make it faster because I can see drinks have started. So we'll make it quite rapid fire round, as it is being called.
Hi everyone, I'm Nitin Bansal. I'm the head BD for Miniso India. And so we started our journey 6 years back. Currently we are running 230 stores. So do I have to say everything else?
Hi everyone, I am Lokesh. I handle BD for Benetton.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Sneha Jain this side, heading business for High Design Pan India.
Yeah. Hi, Sahil from Chroma.
Shadab Khan, I take care of business development for Being Human. So last year we added about 24
नाम ही
stores.
काफी है साहिल का.
Hi, this is Deepika, and I take care of BD for Caratlane and Shaya.
Hi, this is Biswajeet, Head of Retail and Business Development for Mufti.
Hi, this is Vishal Telkar. I look after business development for Taco Bell for West Region.
This is Raghu Rajagopalan. I represent Landmark Group. I lead the business development for all the group formats.
Hi, this is Pranav Chaturvedi from the women's ethnic wear brand Soch.
Hi, this is Vishal Shah. I head BD for Tim Hortons India.
Hi all, this is Akash. I work with Jubilant. Domino, we spread smiles to all of you. Thank you.
And we promise 30 minutes we'll finish the session.
Hi, I'm Sumit. I take care of business development and NSO for Max for Landmark Group.
Hi, I'm Rakesh Ajila. I head real estate for Sq.ft Group. Yeah.
Hi, this is Manik Dhodi. I take care of expansion for Adidas.
Hi, good evening. My name is Manish. I head the retail vertical for VIP Industries.
Hi, my name is Akshat Agarwal. I look after the real estate expansion for McDonald's North and East India.
Hi, my name is Sumit Suneja and I lead expansion for Bestseller India.
Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Abhishek and I take care of expansion for Lacoste in India.
Hello everyone, good evening. My name is NP Singh. I launched Samsonite brand in India through retail along with American Tourister.
So we have a very, very illustrious panel and it's also the largest panel of any sessions that we have done. So I thought we'll split ourselves into a couple of groups and we'll discover certain themes, especially in business development, right? Had the clouds of COVID loom large, but last year was a... I don't know if you can hear me. I hope you can. But
Started, let's go, get over
we'll make it quick, 30 minutes or less. Yes, of course. So we'll just explore some themes. Really, the goal is to leave this room, listening to some anecdotes that completely surprise us about business development and how the landscape in India has changed, especially in like a post-COVID world. So maybe I'd start with the gentlemen, or the five of you, and broadly the theme that with you would be, what were, in a post-COVID world, what are the key cities or key towns that have most surprised you, where you see the market behavior was completely contrary to your expectation in a positive way?
Okay, so again, I'll start. Post-COVID, things have really gone changed. As in, I think people really started demanding premium and luxury goods. And what we really observed is demand for a category wherein we play, as in demand is going up and up again. So it was not only related to one specific city or one specific store. It was I would say, a trend pan-India basis. Again, Delhi, Mumbai, Delhi NCR, Mumbai MMR is basically are the cities and the places that consumes the most, in our case at least. So they remain on the top. But cities like Pune, as in you won't believe that the growth of the same store is probably 2.5 times to 3 times. So even not even Delhi, Mumbai, as in cities like Bangalore, Chandigarh, etc. also started consuming so much so. So it was a pan-India trend, and people started demanding more premium and luxury goods, is what our experience is.
So for us, COVID was a big reset for everyone. But from a market perspective, I think there's no one single hero which behaved differently. Obviously, the Mumbais and the Delhis of the world were the clear winners. But the demand also started coming in from tier 2, tier 3 markets because a lot of people moved from Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore to these markets. I wouldn't say that it was a permanent demand, and I wouldn't say that the demand is over or the euphoria of COVID is over, that the markets have gone down. But yet now it has become, the realistic demand from these markets. But yes, post-COVID, we did see a spike in tier 2, tier 3 markets.
Hi. So basically for us, markets opened pre-COVID for us. So we were part of the government's initiative to do business, and we were part of the people who were allowed to, kind of operate. So for us, I think COVID was a good learning in terms of understanding our customer and the love they had for McDonald's. So we saw the demand really penting up when people were inside and they wanted to have hygienic food. I think post-COVID, I think a lot of markets, apart from malls, which was closed, but airports and transit areas like railway stations, metro stations, and the highway stores. So for us, I would say the key changer, the game changer for us was the drive-through stores. I think that's something which is very, very unique with McDonald's, and that's something we've been kind of now putting more effort to create more drive-through stores, because at that time, people were more conscious about catching it again. And since this was like contactless delivery, so a lot of people kind of preferred eating with us, and that's how we saw our business really picking up.
Hi, so I represent luggage. Luggage probably was the last category which took a head start almost after 2 years post-COVID. But when it took the start, it was a burning start, and we couldn't see any full stop anywhere last year. We had the highest ever number last year as an organization and for the retail also. And from the hero perspective, yes, I could say that our mall stores behaved much better than the high street stores. And that was kind of, an outlier for us. The kind of growth that we got from the malls in the southern part of the country were really very different from any other part of the country. So I think that made a difference. Thank you.
We have a separate set of questions for this group. Yeah. So,
Yes.
I just framed the answer for this. Now you're changing the question. By the way, you're saying about business, visa किसी country का मिल नहीं रहा है. People are traveling everywhere. So this year the number should be even higher.
See, I represent the luggage category, and the luggage actually was really, as mentioned by my friend, the last in the bucket list. But there were a lot of surprises we have come across too. The airport stores, they did about 4 to 5 times of the sales what we used to generate. The malls definitely 3 to 4 times. All the forecasts went wrong. And the another set of surprise was the town B and C. There we got phenomenally high growth of in business, and the entire planning of my stock keeping went wrong. Everybody is out, everybody is traveling, so definitely it is very, very robust and very, very good time for everyone in the industry.
NP, you are a case study, so maybe we need more time of you, because I have seen most of the Samsonite stores shutting down in COVID and suddenly spurt in demand. So we would need a separate session with you, because you are a big case study altogether, by the way. So now coming to Manik. So this group, I want to understand what has changed for you post-COVID. What is selling, what not is selling, and why it is selling. Why the differences has come in customer behavior. Can you throw some insight on that? Especially when I see sports outlets, they become like a mini anchor. Adidas is opening 3,000, 4,000 square feet store, giving competition to everyone.
11,000.
11,000, my goodness.
I think, hi, again, Manik from Adidas. I think our category as a whole is doing great, fortunately. In our case, what has changed is the business in different geographies of the country. Did I do something wrong? During COVID, when the lockdowns were happening in the bigger cities, the smaller cities were not that badly affected. The people working in big cities who were migrants from the smaller cities went back, and that added to the business in the smaller cities. What led to that, at least what we say, so those cities grew by 30%. Our concern was that after the lockdown is over, maybe it's going to get corrected, it's a temporary situation. Fortunately, that's not the case. I think that's also because when brands like us, we saw business in the smaller cities, we invested further in those kind of cities. So those cities have grown. At the same time, when those people have reduced their travel to bigger cities, which used to be a usual weekend thing, because the footfall per se has reduced in the bigger cities, that got corrected, that has also have had a positive impact on the sales. So sales have actually not gone down. It has rather grown in all these cities. Certain cities, the smaller cities have emerging very well. For example, Punjab is standing out very differently. I mean, Chandigarh for us, so let me say the greater Chandigarh region, Chandigarh, Zirakpur, Khare, it is doing numbers which are unimaginable. It is certain stores have left behind the best stores in the country already. That's the kind of numbers that are happening. So there are different cities growing. Bigger cities are also growing very well. There's a difference in growth in the northern part of the country, which is probably because of the attitude of spending. It is slightly lesser in the center of the West India and maybe lower. In the north, we don't mind paying through a credit card and paying through EMI. But the business is growing overall. But yeah, the smaller cities, tier 4, tier 5 are the ones to look out for. And the highways.
Is this the fitness phenomena? Because everybody post-COVID want to be fit, want to be healthy, is buying more shoes of yours.
Milkha Singh to मेरे को भी बनना है, बन नहीं पा रहा.
Still, I want to buy a shoe.
Hi all, I am from Marrakesh, from Sq.ft Healthcare. So in our segment, actually, it was very progressive because suddenly, once the lockdown is over, more than lockdown, I felt once the work from home is cancelled, no? So everybody started coming back to centers and metros. That's where the entire thing, people started migrating back to the cities and all those things came in. And that's where the demand came in. One particular observation is consumer behavior-wise, like Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Gurgaon. They were more into group exercise formats and that particular segment. And when it comes to other cities, like maybe in Delhi itself, Delhi NCR, Delhi itself was more demanding towards like weight training and all. So segmentation has totally changed. And at the same time, the people wanted to come more and more activate in this particular thing, maybe the different experiences they wanted to do. Overall, it was very productive. And new city-wise, if I go, maybe like Vizag, Nagpur, and these cities, and Siliguri also, and which is coming now, because given a very different experience to us, where very high demand and different reflex altogether, that's how it behaved. Consumer is totally positive in that way. Yeah.
Hi, I represent Max, which is into value fashion. So post-COVID, if I discriminate the entire scenario, so tier 2 towns really sprung up, which saw a surge in terms of pent-up demand because post-COVID, when everything was opening and it was hybrid, most of the metro cities, the expats had gone out and everything. So tier 2 towns were really sprung up. Plus the metro cities, if we talk about the quality development, where I call up the developed malls or the sizable malls, there was a really a good surge post everything got opened up. That's post lockdown 2 or lockdown 3. So if I discriminate the entire scenario, the tier 2 and the quality developments in the metro cities, that's where the entire sprung up or the pent-up demand came in. So even we expanded into tier 3, tier 4 and that kind of category of towns, but tier 2 and tier 3 were the ones which were the winners for the initial period when the COVID opened up. And plus the developed properties and the developments which are quality malls. So that's how the max fashion in terms of the value fashion changed proportionate for us.
Yeah, so I work with Domino's. For us, good or bad times, you ought to be hungry and you eat, right? So when COVID came, there was reverse migration, and we saw people coming to tier 3 and tier 4s where they would be settling with their parents for like 1 year. So that behavior was setting in for ordering at Domino's. And then when people migrated back to where they belonged, right, in the offices, their family had got used to our deliveries. We have been privileged to be, working in about 400 cities in the country. And then when the right time came, we were able to offer services. So that behavior had set in, and hence tier 3 and tier 4 continue to be our growth engines this year as well. Apart from that, the revenge tourism actually helped drive our business during COVID times also. And hence, places like Shimla and all, a lot of
People
places
were
in...
eating your pizza in COVID also, so you actually
Correct.
made money in COVID.
So we were the only brand in the country who was delivering while everybody was thinking of, what to eat. And we were also delivering atta dal chawal, which was like very, very unique to us. And I think the third thing would be the retail real estate in at least the top metros and the tier 1 cities has really grown. And I was looking at a lot of the developers, they would be adding over 1 crore square feet in the coming 3 to 4 years. Now that gives us a lot of confidence as developers and retailers together that the times are right, and COVID actually, catapulted us to get to the right things. Things we thought of doing in 5 years, now we are doing in 2 to 3 years. So yeah, that is what COVID really helped us with.
So Tim Hortons obviously took birth in India only post-COVID. So there is no pre-COVID, post-COVID learning. But obviously with the previous F&B experience that as a team we had, within about 7 days of launching our first store, we started deliveries. So, we got people hooked to Tim Hortons with deliveries, within 7 days of launching the first set of stores. So that's one big thing that we did. And obviously one thing that we proudly talk about is the fact that we did Bhatinda before Bombay. So, the tier 2, tier 3 story continues to be there, and, that's where a lot of traction is. So, we'll continue to do it that way.
Vishal, one thing. You spent a very good time in Starbucks. What is the change in customer behavior you saw? The coffee consumption has really gone up in India after COVID, and Tim Horton is taking up that journey. Now, Pret a Manger has also come. So just show some insight on that.
So for sure, coffee consumption has grown up, and there is enough and more excitement in the coffee field itself. Enough and more new players like Pret obviously have opened their first store. We are on an expansion drive, and then we hear that the Coffee Club of Australia is coming into the country. We also hear about Barista now looking at trying to do 500 stores. So you're right, Deepak, a lot of coffee consumption has increased.
Same question?
You can answer.
It's the same question. I just want to make sure. So from the women's ethnic wear, especially Soch being a South-heavy brand, I think a couple of points just to make this quick. One was from the consumer point of view. I think all of us realize that you only live once and times are uncertain. So whatever occasion, you need to dress up at your best. So we have seen that pattern that people want to buy, and which is why you're seeing so much ethnic wear booming across India. So many brands, so many sub-brands of ethnic wear brands coming up, and large format stores. So obviously people realize that you only live once, times are uncertain. So there are occasions and you need to spend, you need to buy. And women's ethnic is back in a big, big way. I think women's and men's both. You see the size of the stores, the facades of the stores. Obviously, brands dominating out of the parent brand. That is a phenomenon we've never seen. From the BD part of view, that's our function. I think we realize that the cluster that you're in, the geography that you dominate, you finish dominating completely that territory first before moving on to another territory. So for us, South is strong, West is getting stronger, East is something we forayed into. So places like Commercial Street, we have 2 stores. We would start a 3rd store there now. Pondi Bazaar, we have a large format store. We will double the size. So those are the calls that you need to take. This was a time to resize, relocate, resize your stores particularly that decide which market, which size. And I think most of us have used that very efficiently. That's the 2 points I wanted to add.
All right, super. with regards to sizing, I think it takes us to segueing into our next section. So we can start from Mr. Raghu and go on till Deepika with this particular question. That what is your outlook on sizes in general? We've already heard that Adidas is opening 11,000 square feet. Where do you see that changing? And overall, what is your outlook on ROI in this current scenario?
Not only in the fashion retail, we could see the size optimization and size correction has happened almost in every sphere of retail. If you look at from the hypermarkets to the smallest brand, right? The single brandeds are looking for a higher space, especially post-COVID. Like I can see that your Makhija garments brands, actually they're looking at a 3,000. Even in the footwear sketches are talking about 6,000, 7,000. And whereas on the fashion retail departmental stores, a lot of corrections have happened. So from 50,000, it's all coming to around 30, 35 because the productivity pressure and the cost pressure has also definitely been in the industry. So good part is that there is a optimization that is happening, and there are new experimentation happening with the departmental stores getting into the district towns, that especially the tier 2 towns. From the lifestyle experience, I would say that probably we have close to about 10 stores we opened in South in the high street and on 18,000 to 20,000 square feet. And we just taken off very well. It's giving a good traction and customers are able to appreciate this aspirational shopping that is happening in lifestyle. So which is actually driving us to look at tier 2 in a different perspective than what we have never thought pre-COVID. Right? And of course, metros keep growing, and wherever the growth is there and the productivity is good, I think we are expanding. But we are able to differentiate the size linked to the size of the mall, size of the catchment, and the type of the city. So all three are playing a plan, and ultimately productivity is the key in retail. So you have to sweat the floor to remain profitable. Otherwise, it's going to be a difficult ball game.
Perfect. Thank you.
Hi, this is Vishal from Taco Bell. A very important point of ROI because what we have seen in our company, early we were opening stores which were in larger size, maybe about 1,800 to 2,000 square feet. In fact, we have opened 2,200 square feet also. But right now we have corrected that area to almost 1,400 to about 1,200 to 1,400 square feet area. So my point is my investment on CapEx has reduced. That has helped me to achieve my ROI faster. And so yes, correction has been done post-COVID. We have understood that what is the sales requirement of that store and what is the size requirement of that store to be. So that has helped us for achieving our targets. And right now, while we are talking, every stores of Taco Bell will be coming in a lesser size. And yes, that will help to the capex and the ROI of the store. So, and one more few things to add in that, we have also doing some compromise on equipments where we can be a smaller equipments in the store so that we reduce the area. So yes, if the area is reduced, the capex is reduced, my rentals are reduced. So my rent per square feet I can achieve better. So that's the case in terms of my sales. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Biswajeet from Mufti. Before I answer the question, probably put some perspective into how we operate. So we have 380 stores across 210 cities. So that itself is where the challenge starts. However, what's important to understand is the diversity of the reach. So on one side, if you talk about malls, we have highest sales per square feet coming in from Ahmedabad store, which is Alpha 1. But not too far away from there is a Gorakhpur mall, which is city center. So on one side, we have highest ROI coming in from a metro or a mini metro to a city which is a B class in all parlance. If I talk about high streets, on one side there is a Pune, MG Road. On the other side is Latur. So, and these are the top 5 sales per square feet I'm talking about. For us, any expansion has always been driven by ROI. So for us, the size by itself is not that critical. It has to make sense as far as ROIs are concerned. However, if you look about 3 years back, our average size of a store was 700 odd. It has now reached 900. So there is an area improvement for sure. but not just driven because we have to open bigger stores. It's again driven by ROI. So, and every market, as I said, 210 odd cities is where we are present. So every city has its own nuance. So depending on the ROI, the city, the type of format, etc., is where we decide on the space. So to answer your question, yes, space has gone up in terms of total per store square feet, but driven by ROI for sure. Thanks.
Hi, Deepika here from Caratlane. Well, when post-COVID, Caratlane did fantastic business. I mean, last financial year is something that we've not seen in our journey of 15 years so far. It was amazing when it comes to revenue and the number of stores. We've expanded to the length and breadth of the country. And coming to store sizes, yes, when we started 15 years back, we started with smaller stores, say about 400, 500 square feet. But then post-COVID, we realized that our customer is demanding more. And we play a huge role when it comes to gifting, because COVID was the time when people got emotionally more engrossed with their family and they started gifting. And this country is all about jewelry. So yes, we've resized. Our smallest store in High Street is around 1,500. And now we are going with signature stores and marquee stores. And we've changed our product mix, going up to solitaire lounges. So yes, the sizes have grown. And the ROI is actually justifying the higher sizes because we are also delivering a better experience to our customers with the right size.
So are you giving a small packet of drugs with every jewelry? Why selling like a hot cake? Because every day on your social media, one Caratlane is getting open.
Yeah, we want to reach to each and every customer. So wherever the demand is, we go and open a store. Yeah.
Diamonds are drugs, guys. Diamonds are drugs. So.
And I also believe that retail is about real estate. You get the real estate cost right and you get the real estate location right, you're done.
Great. I think that was interesting. In the interest of time, I want to ask the question from this group. See, 3 to 4 years back, there was an organic expansion. Everybody was opening, say, in a larger format, 10 to 12 outlets. But when I meet retailers, somebody is saying I'm opening 200 outlets, somebody is saying 300 outlets. Suddenly, what has happened? Such a big expansion spree. You want size to grow. Every developer is asking 3 times of what he was. Sorry, I have to ask the obvious questions. So what is this? Why sudden urge of expanding so much?
I believe it has got to do more with the macroeconomy. I believe that the salaries have gone up. I think post 2002 that the era when actually retail came to India and we were still at a lower pay packs. Post that, we have seen that the salaries have gone up. We've seen a larger migration to metros and tier 1 cities. So people are still seeing that there is a great potential. India has a great potential in terms of there is this pent, consumer demand, and that is not just restricted to the metros now or to tier 1. It's gone to the tier 2s and tier 3 cities as well. So there is an untapped market, and now with the omni-channel and with the online marketplace, people are aware. They have specific pin codes that this is where the demand is coming from, and this is where we have to be. So hence, everyone is going into this expansion spree. That's my 2 cents on this.
So you do ship from store?
Yes, we have. We have a very good omni-channel presence. So I mean that contributes about 10 to 11% to the sales too.
Great.
Yeah. So I also wanted to add that the post-COVID sales that we have seen is a better sell-through rate. So earlier, what used to be I will not divulge the percentages, but we have seen an improved sell-through rate. So here what has happened is people have stopped deferring the consumption, the buying. So people are now living in the present, and we can see that in terms of travel and others. So people are putting their money, because now people are like, kal ho na ho. That's the concept which is going on. So people are have stopped, deferring their consumptions, and they're living in the present, and that has, given to these 2 things: better sell-through rate and a better online. So that's a learned, skills that we have, got through COVID. So these are the 2 things that we have seen in our stores.
Great insight. Great. Sahil, I have one more question, yaar. If you don't mind. मैं आपसे यार ऐसा क्या कर रहे हो? रोज एक क्रोमा खोल देते हो, डेली जाओ डेली एक क्रोमा खुल जाता है. आई गो टू सिटी जिसका मुझे नाम पहली बार पता लगा क्रोमा है, तो या तो मैं घर में 3 रेफ्रिजरेटर ले रहा हूँ, 5 AC लगा रहा हूँ. क्या चरस बोया है तुमने यार, प्लीज इसको जरा ब्रेक करो मैजिक को. आज क्या किया तुमने? डेली यू आर ओपनिंग एंड यू आर सिटिंग हियर while आई एम श्योर यू आर ओपनिंग आउटलेट टुडे आल्सो.
Yes, that's true. Today we are opening Ahmedabad Meme Nagar. Jokes apart. Acha, just coming to the, see, what I feel, I don't think so. The store count, what we are saying, pre-COVID, people used to open 20 store, 30 store. Now they are opening 200 store. I see it in a different way. Earlier, people was opening 20 stores in 50 cities. Today, that 50 have become 200. It's not the per city people are opening more. I'm hearing couple of people saying I'm decreasing the size. Someone are increasing the size. I think it's more of the spread. Earlier, if I say the only metros and top tier 1, tier 2 people are opening. Like you rightly said, now people are seeing the demands in the smaller cities also. Yeah, I'm sure everybody have tweaked their merchandise as per the market and all that. That have actually brought the demand in terms of the store count. Everybody is growing, like be it Caratlane, be it bestseller, anybody and everybody is growing. It's the demand which is coming from tier 2 town which is actually growing the store count. And like I've seen, like everybody knew that, like in like my college days, I used to hear fortune lies at the bottom of pyramid, but we never seen it. We just heard about it. But I think post-COVID, we have seen it. We have seen it that people have started spending more. And then if people are spending more, like everybody wants to go to them. So which have actually leads to increase the store count. So that's why everybody, like, then the developers also seeing, okay, the demand for my space is increasing, I should increase the rental. But what I feel the sensible and the best way of doing it, how do I partner with them? Lot of developer, what I'm seeing, which are more successful today, once that time they think, let's partner with them. Let me have more revenue share. Let me work in a way so that it's a win-win for both. Just by increasing the rental, like everybody is talking of ROI. Post-COVID, everybody have started talking about ROI. Everybody wants that within a year, store should break even. I don't know what happened next year. Some more variant of COVID comes or some Pakistan or China. I don't know. There are a lot of things happening. So I think it's more of that part. And so that's with us also. Like we used to be always known to have a big format store, 8,000, 9,000. Today, like I've started opening Apple stores. I see there is a demand coming up in a premium segment. So we are now opening Apple stores. Like my endeavor is opening 60, 70 Apple store this financial year. And around...
It is within the Chroma or the...
No, it's an exclusive Apple store. Apple premium partner kind of. So those kind of things are coming. I am seeing demand is there like a small town. Like if I say a very small town in Kela, Prendalmanna, or probably in Karnataka, Mandya. So these store can't take a 8,000 square feet. That means I should not sell to them. But somewhere I have to improvise. How do I reach to them and take the merchandise what they want? I might not be displaying a 14 Pro Max, but that doesn't mean I should not display a iPhone 13. But customer, if he want a 14 Pro Max, I should be in a position to deliver him. I think that's the catch.
Political party should consult you in Karnataka what to give to voters, na? You know everything.
Continuing to all the seniors have already told. For us, what I personally believe is that post-COVID, the pent-up demand that was created, I think that has become a trend. Customers have wanting to buy premium products and more of premium products per se. Being on the other side, post-COVID of retail, I have seen the customer changing their the capacity of spend. I will also, the main reason would also be the growth of India's GDP, like he has mentioned, and the lifestyle of people, the way they want to they want to flaunt, I mean, all the brands, they want to wear all the brands together. So that's the main reason of, people having more demand. They want to wear an Adidas, they want to show off a Gucci. You see, your luxury has, your automobiles, cars and everything has grown up so much after COVID, and that's because people have become more brand conscious and they want, the spending capacity have increased. So that's the reason why the demand for the brands have increased, and so is the demand for the locations and the malls, and so are the rentals. So everything is interconnected, and so it is justified.
Hi. As a growth part of Benetton, we are working more on the 3-4 aspects of the business, like the positioning of a brand as a family brand rather than to be a adult or kids brand. That we are working on it. We have opened decent number of stores, 30 to 40 odd stores that we opened up last year. But all the stores are more focused on the profitability part of it. We are very focused on the ROI and rest of the things. And the key aspect is the experiential centers that we are like to create. We have renovated more number of stores post-COVID than we have ever done in the later part of the history. So this is all about.
So for us, we are an impulse buying category, and so whenever people see a store, they tend to enter. Why we are, say, increasing our store size or the number of stores, say, post-COVID, one reason is we want to do a store wherever people, say, maybe 2 stores in one market, so that at the one end, if someone is seeing my store, they might enter. So we have a very good example of Vaishali Nagar in Jaipur. We are running 2 stores, and we are going to do another one. When we had one store, the store was doing, say, a TD of approximately 2200. When we did the other store, the TD of this store went down by 100 rupees, and the other store is doing 1800 TD. So now we are looking at opening another. As of now, we are running one store in, say, Jayanagar, Bangalore. We are opening another one in Jayanagar, Bangalore. As the another reason is, as rightly said by Shadab, that people want to live in today. They do not want to defer their buying things. So they just want to enjoy what they have, and they want to buy everything. That's why we also want to come to them, and we want to open more stores in neighborhood markets also. That's why the number has gone, say, let's say earlier we used to open 4 stores every month. But then when we have to open neighborhood stores also, that number has gone from 4 to 6 or 7 every month. So that I feel for us, being an impulsive brand, we want to reach, say, customers everywhere. That's why this demand has gone up.
Of time, we'll probably do 1 or 2 more questions, but slightly more specific. So just so that you're listening, it's a little bit out of syllabus, so I will do this. So I'll probably have Sumit, Manik, and maybe Sahil do this particular question. What would be your real estate wish list? And I want you to sort of answer this in the context of what's happening with the customer's expectations, right? So it could be around more experiential-driven retail, more tech interventions, more omni-channel, building setups where you have click and collect and some of these emerging trends. They're not emerging anymore, actually. It's just that it's more business as usual now than it's ever been before. So what is your real estate wish list? We don't have not enough developers here, but maybe we'd still like to know that.
Hi, so I don't think we can imply one formula across the country because the geography of our country is such, and such is the attitude of customer. But in cities where, in the bigger cities where we can have bigger spaces, we would want to give experience to customer. And when I say experience, ideally my wish list would be, when I go into a mall, I don't have to choose what is the best location for me. Every location as a mall should be equally good for all the brands. That is our biggest struggle today. The first mover picks up the best location, and certain people do not, which results in some brands doing great, some not. Eventually, I think we grow when we all grow together. That's ideally my wish list, and I'm not being philosophical. I'm being very honest, which is what I feel. Coming back, when we started doing big stores, we are not just doing big stores today. We are doing stores of 2,000 square feet also. We are doing 10, 11,000 also. Because the experience will be different in different cities. The appetite of customer in different cities is very different. When we're doing bigger stores, the idea is to bring more depth in the range. And some of these stores have the range today, which you'll get in the Dubai store or in the Fifth Avenue store, which was not happening earlier. And in certain cities where the appetite is smaller, we are unable to build that kind of experience, but then we try to do the best job that we can in a store of 2,000 square feet. So in certain places, it is very transactional, but as much as we try, even on those spaces, we try to give as much as experience that we can give to a customer. But what will differ will be the depth and the width of the range.
Sumit, your views?
So I think Manik has covered most of it, but I agree. There's no one size which fits all, and it depends from market to market, city to city. For us, we open a 1,500 square foot store also, and a 6,000 square foot store, or a 15,000 square foot also. So as obviously the offering in each store changes because of the size of the store, potential of the store, what kind of fashion that market demands. It changes from that perspective also. Yet, when we do our stores, at the end of the day, consumer is the queen, and we would like to look at consumer convenience and accessibility to fashion. So we do a lot of things in the store. Like we have an endless aisle. We have a full-service omni-channel model available across. The customer can buy online, collect from the store, get it delivered to the store, to their house. So these are certain things which obviously now the malls are also evolving post-COVID. Certainly, they are open to omni-channel. Previously, they were a little averse to, but I think COVID has reset everybody's business, so which is in a way good. Now our challenge is to explain a mall partner is much lesser than it was earlier. A mall partner would consider Omni as a competition. Now I think they're taking in the stride and looking at from a perspective that Omni is here to stay. And at the end of the day, let the consumer decide where he wants to shop and what he wants to do. And if he wants to shop online and collect it from the store, he still is visiting the store and adding to the mall's revenue at the end of the day, right?
It's a very interesting part what you said. You actually have graduated developers from where they had a resistance. Today they are welcoming it because of the necessity. Good point, very good
Absolutely.
point.
And then at the end of the day, they started realizing that I remember pre-COVID talking to a lot of mall partners where they were averse to, Omni orders being serviced from the store, and they would have reservations in terms of that you are eating away the store's inventory. What will the customer do? Who walks in? What will the customer get? As if 100% of my store was being served. My orders were being serviced from the store. But
Sumit, sorry,
yeah.
I'm cutting you. Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
We only have 2 minutes. I just want Raghu views on this and Sahil view on this, because you guys handle an ample amount of real estate in India, and your learnings are important for the audience and to our developer friends sitting across here, standing and rather watching us.
See, from the mall perspective today, definitely a lot of improvement has happened in the way the malls, the new developers, they're looking at the new malls. One, they are working on the balancing the anchor space and then creating a proper zone. That definitely there is an improvement that's happening. And then one new phenomenon which is happening is that a combination of the food, leisure and retail and fashion in across floors, that is also happening, so that the customers need not have to run across multiple floors for different kind of experience. So that is also another emerging. This ecosystem is actually to be maintained, and especially when the malls are looking at multiple entries and multiple entries. Sometimes the larger part of the stores there are multiple entries. So how best the wish list is from that large part store is concerned is that give a proper and uniform visibility and create the the atriums in such a way that you are able to balance the positioning of all the stores, at the same time giving adequate representation for the line stores. Because at the end of the day, the mall customers are coming not only for a particular brand or a particular departmental store. Actually, they come to have an experience. So giving a balanced positioning and the zoning will definitely help to ensure that the retailers are on par positioned, and then the customer gets a benefit of shopping across all the formats.
Sahil, what's your views?
Yeah, I won't
just
take
1
much of
minute.
time, yeah.
29 seconds are left. So mall versus high street. What is your wish list?
See, like Chroma always prefer to take a high street.
You don't want to pay cam.
No, but one thing what Sumit have said, like what you are saying, that yes, mall developer have changed, at least in terms of accepting what is omni-channel. One more thing, I think mall developer, couple of them have understood that yes, a brand can have a 3,000 square feet store also and 10,000 also. Instead of they dictating, I have earmarked a 2,000 square feet store for you. Please do this. Now they are understanding that what size you want to do. They have understood that for their mall, if they don't even every time compare with the best mall of the city. They have understood that best mall, big mall is different, mine is different. Let's understand what they want to sell. It's not like, for example, a best mall in a city can have a neighborhood mall next to it. And the merchandise and the offering can be very different. Mall developer, lot of them have learned it. The sooner and the other developer understand it, it will be definitely good for both the parties. Because there's no point of pushing somebody to open a 10,000 square feet store where they can give what a customer want in a 2,000 square feet store.
Great, guys. We are short of time. We can continue this topic, otherwise you'll not able to go to the bar. So let's wind it up. And offline we can all connect anytime together. But good session. Thank you all of you.